Hello, I am Panos Kotzathanasis, and this is ASEAN Movie Pass interviews. Today I'm here with Teik. How are you?
I am fine. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, great to have you. So tell me a bit, what was the inspiration behind your movie?
Actually, we made this film during the first period of lockdown in Malaysia during the pandemic because there's a gap that when Malaysia managed to control the situation, but after that we have the second lockdown. All right, but during that period, we not just that lockdown and losing job, we also went through a changing of federal government. Without went through an election. Okay, some people call it a coup or something. So, uh, so why we decided to do this is because the society of Malaysia, or especially Chinese or the minority, we feel like a bit lost. We because the reason of the change of government is still the race and religion issues since the colonization of British. So it's like before 1957. It's like never end. So the most ironic part is Malaysia just managed to change the federal government like first time in history 2 years ago. So there was a period that some people feel that desperate, or more specifically is confusing and lost. So this is a movie that come from a Chinese angle, of a view from Chinese, or I can say that it's limited or restrict ourselves, trap ourselves within the Chinese angle. So as you can see, the characters in the films, they are just like wandering in the cities. This looks like have a purpose or goals. Looks like they have interactions or effective interactions, but it got interrupt, right? It's like the struggle between they want to leave or they want to stay. There's no answers. So to a certain degree, that this movie I can say is more like it represent the society of Malaysia, or especially the Chinese community. Yeah. So so it's more like the expressions. It's more like the expressions of myself, or looking for an answers, or back to square ones. Because to be honest, this is a very low budget, low cost film. They very have budget at all. It's like within 500 US dollars to for these short films. It's like 3 or 4 crews. You know, the actor and actors are more than the crews. So it's like sorting out the emotion. The journey of making this film is like sorting out my emotions from time to time, searching for an answers. Right. So this is why I decided to make this movie during the pandemic. Yeah.
And how do you feel being a man of Chinese descent in Malaysia?
Uh okay, self identity, I would say that I am a Malaysian for sure, right? So but there's always for Malaysian, we always tie our identity to racial politics, right? We tie ourselves. It's quite sad. And I would say the feeling or the identity of ourselves is kind of fluid, or restless, or even impulsive, because due to the multicultural or multiracials of Malaysia, we always have different feelings or different imagination about our country. So the concept or what we have for Malaysia or Malaysian, and who is Malaysian, is is different. So I would say, but of course I couldn't represent all the Chinese communities. But I would say, yeah, within the, even there are different views within the Chinese community. We have different feelings because we are like the outcome. I'm the third generation. I am like the outcome of the racial politics for so many years. So what I'm trying to talk about in this film is about the struggling between living or staying, right? Especially after the coup, the whether we want to stay or living, all my friends around me are asking, they are struggling as well. So just like in the movies, 3 of them are have a discussions on the mountains. It's like a dream, right? So we can heard the prayer, the sound of the prayer. I don't know you can heard it or not, because I do the sound mixing myself. I don't have the budget, so I do it myself. So I hope you heard it. So it's like the atmosphere of this film, especially on the hillside. when three of the characters are talking to each other, but we can hear the prayer sounds. Is like what the Chinese community it is in Malaysia, right? Is we love it, sometimes we enjoy it because sometimes it identify ourselves, but sometimes we have the contradictions because of the racial issues. So for me, being a Chinese in Malaysia is contradictions. We love our country. We enjoy this country, and we always think ourselves as a Malaysian, but we always fluid. The concept of being Malaysian is fluid. Yeah.
Okay. And can you explain a bit more about the discussion shared throughout the movie and the footage of the speech close to the end of the film?
You mean the discussion between these three characters, right?
No, the one that it's heard on the radio, or.
Oh yeah, actually, this is a podcast that I got it from friends. This is a discussions about after Malaysia change the government, like 2 or 3 governments within 2 years. All right, we have 2 or 3 prime minister within 2 years. So it's like for Malaysian, we are confusing. We are still seeking for answer. So this is why I put these discussions or the postcards in the films. Yeah, I think it represents the society. Yeah. Then about the footage, I think you're talking about the footage about the British the history film, right?
Yes.
So yeah, this footage actually I'm struggling that whether I want to put it in or not, because first of all it's quite expensive due to the my budget. But after that I thought about it. I think that I need to put it in because when the society is in a desperation, we are seeking for directions. We need to think about the root of the problem. And also, I always thought that when we can connect ourselves to the past, then we can, so that we can understand the present, so that we can, and then we can only looking forward to the future. So for me, the speech of the British officer in the films, sometimes it's like you can replace that British officers with any politicians in Malaysia present in the present. Yeah, if you understand what I mean. Yeah.
Yes, I understand completely. Okay. Okay. All right. And do you identify with any of the 3 characters?
I think mostly it's the cameraman, because first of all, I can't really decide living or stay, because some friends are asking, say that why are you still doing here? Why not you can go to Singapore or something? So when I wrote this screenplay, I feel like, yeah, this is expressing myself. It's like a struggling, pulling, and debate of myself. Yeah.
Okay. And can you explain a bit more about the role of the cameraman, and if is some sort of metaphor?
I think 3 of them are the metaphors. These just represent the different angle of the Chinese. Of course, this is not perfect. I can't write all the views of the Chinese completely, but when I'm writing it, I start from the cameraman. So he's like observing people, thinking, seeking answer, where to go. And this is why I put him in the last scenes. I put him in the place that is quite I see a lot of people. You can see multiracial, different races of people in the background. The signboard with different languages. Yeah. So for me, I would say that 3 of them are the metaphors, but just represent the different angles.
And can you share some more details regarding the locations the film was shot? Because most of them are very impressive, I have to say.
Yeah, I think the first thing that, because after I came back to Malaysia, I start to seek looking for places, locations that is suitable for filming, because I want to start to make a film. So, but the first thing that come to my mind when I want to make this film is because when I pick the locations, first condition would be convenience. All right. The second is it must be free because I don't have budget. Third, no interruptions because especially is during the pandemic. I need somewhere that is safe and safe for the people, not just the actors but also for the crew. Okay, so all the locations that I choose is all in Penang. Is one of Penang Island is a state of Malaysia, which is where I live and born and grew up. So, for example, the first scene is an old public housing, and is a Chinese communities. Then we can go in there to shoot without any interruptions. Construction site just beside my house, and especially the hillside, right? The three people stand on the hills. It is actually it's an abandoned quarry. It's you can see all the pools and surrounding by the palm estate or Malay villages. So there are different malls surrounding the hills, right? So it's quite interesting. And also the most what I like the most is the place that where three of them slept and then wake up. Actually, this is an abandoned military purpose pillbox.
Mhm.
Since the British colonization, it built to serve as a pillbox for during the Second World War. So it means a lot to me because when I let them sleep in there, it's like connecting to the past. So why I try to choose these places is because I think I love to make the locations that I think connect to the history, or not just my story. It's like there is a relationship between the locations, my story, and history. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. And can you give me some details about the casting process for the film?
Actually, we just post this on the Facebook and ask some friends. You know, I know I can't really get any actor or actress. So, but luckily, there are few. One of the actress is our friends. So she does come to support us, and the other two is one of them is from another state. They need to took buses like few hours come to Penang. Actually, this is their first time to act in a short film, but of course they are so great. They can really get what I want them to be. Actually, we really out of hand. We only have 4 or 5 crews. And sometimes the prop master is the sound man and even lighting as well. So yeah, I really appreciate them. Yeah. I don't really have any casting. I just post it on Facebook and let people approach me.
Okay, okay. I have one other question. How old are you? Because you seem very young.
No, actually, I'm 35.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, I'm
okay,
35.
okay. You look really young. Okay, okay. All right. And can you tell me a bit what is your opinion about the Malaysian cinema at the moment?
I actually I don't think I can comment much on Malaysia film industry because I'm not really in the film industry. I'm more in the advertising or commercials. Although I study filming in my universities, right? But nowadays I think there are more and more local films in Malaysia, no matter it's commercial purpose or festival purpose films or artsy. Like few directors as well, but I just hope that Malaysia can have more freedom in our film, like loosening up the censorships. All right, more films that can touch on social society as the social issue. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. But do you watch Malaysian films?
Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
I like a few directors, Malaysian directors, for example, the Tan Choi Moi
Mhm.
is Jong Kiet On is quite famous recently, and also I love the another directors, Puno Han, the directors of Puno Han. Die Inside, I
The
think
Inside.
is
Yeah,
saying.
yes, yes.
Yeah, Die Inside, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, all right. Okay, great. And are you working on any new projects? Any plans for the future? For a feature film, I mean.
Feature film. Yes and no. I have a short film developing. I hope I can get a proper budget. So no need. I don't need to have a very huge team. I like small team so that it can make us more flexible and mobility as well lah. So it's about a Chinese family. They went to a road trip for praying. All right, this is a lot of Chinese family they like to do. So mostly to pray for more fortune or money or like this. Okay, so this is but the driver that they hire is a Malay or Muslim. So this is the story that I try to develop. Regarding the feature film, I don't have a feature film for myself. I'm just writing a screenplay for a director. Yeah, more like a mainstream movie, a comedy, still developing. Yeah, so I hope I can see this, these projects and within this years. Yeah.
Okay, great. I guess that's it. So
thank you so much.
yeah, and neither nor will screen in a few days in Busan International Short Film Festival, right?
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay,
I
and
went there as well.
okay, great. Good luck with the screening, and yeah. So I'm
Thank you
Panos
so much.
Kotzathanasis, and this was Asian Movie Pulse interviews. And from Teik and me, have a nice day. Bye.
Bye bye.